There it is. Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, I rang the bell, but you already know what the ringing of the bell means. That means we are back.
Yeah.
And one second.
Something wrong with the teleprompter here.
Oh yeah, so we gotta get some teleprompter.
But it's all good. Just a little teleprompter issue.
Oh yeah, you know what? For now,
Shane will just go with the flow here for a little bit until we get it going.
Oh yeah, we'll do a little week recap. You know, week's been good. Sorry to all the Leafs fans out there.
Yeah.
Y'all season is over.
We'll move on.
It's a tough scenario having your season over like that. Shout out to Austin Matthews on a historic season in the regular season at least. And what would you say as a Leafs fan? What do you guys got to do next? We'll do that real quick.
Wiggle the teleprompter cord a bit there. Just a bit. No, not good.
Oh.
I don't like it.
What?
There it is. That's
alright.
Teleprompter works. Alright, we got it fixed again.
We got the teleprompter working again.
Here we go.
Fucking live television. You never know what's gonna happen.
Hey, this is how it works.
Sometimes
we don't pause for nothing. We keep it going. We edit it out if we have to, but we keep it going. Anyways,
you know, maybe give us a better teleprompter.
Oh yes, all right. So we're back on track. How we doing, boys?
Doing pretty good. It's a nice Sunday for sure.
Oh yes, let me do my intro as always. It's your boy Rashane. This is the Uptown Down, the One Winged review. You got me. You got the boys over here. So everybody, how we doing?
Not too bad. You got Clinton right here, ready to go for another episode.
We're doing good. It's Sunday, nice gloomy Sunday in spring, and the Leafs have fallen.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to the Leafs.
But thankfully, we have wrestling.
Yeah. Exactly. And that, ladies and gentlemen,
wrestling
we can always hold on to at the end of the day. There will always be wrestling. The Leafs will not always be playing, but wrestling will always be happening every week. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
But Nathan, how we doing?
We're doing good. It was another great week in wrestling.
Yeah.
Lots happened this week. AEW and WWE, right?
Oh yes. Shout out to WWE. They just had their Backlash pay-per-view yesterday. Early in the morning, I think it was, which is weird because they were in France. So, yeah, we'll be doing a quick little review of that later on. Yeah. But here we are. We're gonna do our Dynamite / Rampage because that's what they did this week. They had a 3-hour episode basically where it was a regular Dynamite, but they had Rampage just right away, right after.
Yeah.
So. But no collision this week, folks.
No collision.
They didn't really give an explanation as to why. But, oh well. Hopefully they'll have it this week.
Yeah.
But, I'll have Nathan start us off. And, yes.
Alright, well, the opening segment for Dynamite this week was Tony Khan opening up from his office with his neck brace on. He's really neck strong right now.
Very neck strong
right now. And he had the big Jaguar light thing on the wall, which is fucking badass.
Exactly.
And he starts doing his opening intro like everything's running smooth. AEW, thanks for watching. And then his feed gets cut from the truck. And they shoot to the Young Bucks who are now in the truck in charge. They're in Winnipeg. Tony Khan's not. So he can't stop them. So they took over and they rolled their new intro for Dynamite, which was a pretty sweet intro, but if you were paying attention, it was all the elite. Young Bucks, Okada, Jack Perry, the boys, the Young Bucks. It was all about them, and it was actually hilarious. What did you guys think?
Yes. It was I love that. It was what I was hoping for when you mentioned last week, which I didn't even think about, but you're exactly right. Mm-hmm. Since Tony Khan couldn't leave Jacksonville, the Bucks absolutely were in charge, and so they showed that power right away. And it was just little tidbits of stuff like that where I loved just seeing that. It was just like I had a good enjoyment off the rip just seeing that. I was like, hell yes.
Yeah, I was excited too. Yeah.
I was like, this is gonna be a great night. I don't know what's about to happen here, but like, I love it. Love it. What about you, Clinton?
Okay. for the Swerve and Christian match? Well, it was pretty fucking.
We haven't even talked about it yet.
We're talking about the opening.
Yeah, we're talking about the opening. Yeah.
Well, I was just like a little bit zoned out there.
It's all good, folks. It's all good.
I was just listening to Shane, and I was just like, "Yeah, this is he's saying some good shit." And then all of a sudden, you're done. And I was like, "Are we talking about the Swerve and Christian?"
We can though, yeah.
No, but I know. Okay, I want to say a quick little thing about the opening. I did enjoy it. I like the start with the little Jack Perry tease. And then they had the Young Bucks take over and all that stuff, and here we are, just doing the transitioning because Tony Khan's got his neck injury, but it's something different. It's just, I haven't seen this in a while where they've attacked the owner of the wrestling department, and it's just like, here we go. It's AEW's first ever time doing this. Tony Khan's never really been tussled with, so it's kind of cool seeing some wrestlers, and I didn't, fans were like, wow, I wouldn't expect the Elite to do it, but here we are. You're seeing a different Elite right now. But yeah, exactly. We can now talk about Swerve.
I was going to say, you can lead us into that if you'd like to, my boy.
I would actually like to talk about that because
that's where you are.
Going into that, well, I guess it wasn't really a match. It's more of a promo.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it was not, because I kind of just looking forward to that pay-per-view. It's happening at Double or Nothing. Oh, so it's already been into the books. It's been penciled in. Tony scheduled it in, so I actually... I'm amped for this match because Swerve is, now he's the champion. It's his house, and I wouldn't actually expect Christian to come back in, but for Christian to come
shirt every time.
To have Christian come back in so quickly is what I didn't expect, though. That's one thing that threw me off. I thought he would be off the sidelines for a little bit, but it's kind of nice that he is back in the picture right away because that's one thing I don't like wrestling when they do that. Sometimes if you had the belt for a while, all of a sudden they put you on a shelf and then we don't see you for a bit. So that's kind of why I'm hoping that Christian Cage is back. That means MJF might come back soon.
Oh, yeah,
maybe we won't have him just sitting on the sidelines for a little bit. We'll have a little bit of a tease of him coming back because, he'd be another good one to kind of interfere with Swerve. But I kind of looking forward, back to looking forward to this match. You just got Swerve, you got Christian Cage, and a veteran in wrestling, going to go up to a guy that's just kind of starting to find himself in the wrestling division here and kind of putting a footprint down. So yeah, it's just pretty cool.
So what happened was Swerve was cutting a promo and Christian came out and brought all of his goons and they dummied him and essentially challenged him for the title at Double or Nothing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the reason why they did this is your long-term storytelling is back not so long ago. Nick Wayne was getting attacked by Swerve and getting dabbed up in his little home gym, right? So they go way back, right? Remember, Swerve was doing some dumbass shit to those guys. So
Swerve was just violent.
Payback for that shit. So this is why this storyline works and out of short notice because all it is Christian coming back needing something to deal with because he's not going back against Copeland. He's moving on from that. So who's he going to pick on? The last guy that fucked with his boy.
And not only that, I'll add a little side note. Remember at All In during the coffin match when it was Christian Cage and Swerve versus Darby and Sting.
Yeah.
Swerve was the one that was put in the casket, and he cost them and lost the match.
Yeah.
And Christian was not happy with that either.
Yeah, he brought that back.
He brought that back.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
believe me, there's a lot of history that AEW is playing on with this, and I like it.
Pretty cool.
It's good that they're doing that. It's long-term storytelling, like you said, and it's beautiful to see.
Yeah.
The only other thing I'll add is fucking Luchasaurus. As a man who used to have dreads, you're a fucking savage, sir.
Oh, man.
You ripped this man's dread out of his hair. And ladies and gentlemen, he did do that. That's not he faked that. No, he legitimately did. And believe me, that much hair, you gotta change your whole style up now just because of that. So believe me, I'm fucking pissed out when I saw that scene because I thought it was gonna be fake. I didn't think I thought it was gonna be a small amount. No, it was the full
just
fucking dread. Y'all are savages.
Yeah, that's true.
And if Swerve has any more reason other than to defend his titles, that better be personal to you too. Damn. Making a hair versus hair match, man, because I'd be pissed. Shit. But that's my side note. That's my little side note.
All right. Well, I want to start the next segment by introducing the Copeland defeating Buddy Matthews. Last week, I said it was going to be Malachi Black.
Yeah, so did I assumed. I agreed with you.
Use these guys.
But they're going to use. Looks like they're going to use all of them. So
that's what I mean.
Copeland defeats Buddy Matthews, and turns out,
match.
Oh, this match was great, but like the ending, it was very intriguing. And this is what we mentioned at the pay-per-view when Malachi misted the man.
Yep.
We mentioned this, ladies and gentlemen. It's a consistent thing. When you get misted by that shit, it changes you.
And that's what we're saying about Christian Cage. Sorry, that's what I wanted to bring up. Now that we got to this point about Adam Copeland, Christian Cage coming back, kind of doing shit with Swerve. I feel like something with Adam Copeland. You know, he might use Adam Copeland now that he's getting all wonky to get his belt back, or he might try to get on his side and be like, listen.
This could be how they form that tag team, but it's not a babyface one, it's a heel tag team.
Because Malachi Black could potentially take the title away from
Adam Copeland. And then when Christian loses the Swerve, which, that's going to happen at Double or Nothing, this is what their next... Okay, I love it. That... Sign me up.
Yeah.
Because that'd be perfect.
That's what I mean. Because
and them as heels too. Like, fuck it. Let's do it.
Because then you have like him as nothing, and then Cage could pick him kind of up. But
so you see Copeland joining the family then?
Try to.
The family? No way.
You'd have nothing.
They'll have their own thing.
Okay. But still, either way. Love it.
I don't know. I just like what they're doing with this. What is it called? I always screw it up.
The Mist.
No, what do they try to call themselves?
House of Black.
The House of Black. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, the House of Black.
They're just kind of go with it because isn't there rumors that like Malachi and Buddy Matthews eventually
are going to be heading back?
You said that like 2 years ago. Though.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how many.
What's it worth saying? Doesn't
those
matter.
Rumors don't seem to be true.
It also doesn't matter.
It's true. They're great, and they're doing great. Exactly. That's the thing. Like even though they don't have titles, it's almost a scenario where they don't need titles, and I still love seeing them on TV. Anyways,
but I wouldn't. Wouldn't we get set to have Malachi Black hold the TNT belt for a bit?
Cool. Oh no, not at all. Like I hope that's I hope that's where this is leading. Like Malachi versus Copeland, probably at Double or Nothing, and Malachi getting his first singles title. I'd love to see that. Y'all know I've been advocating for Malachi forever. I've been saying give that man a singles run. So
that'd be cool.
Please do it. Come on, Tony. I remember Malachi's debut. He put Cody to sleep. The current champion of WWE put him to sleep. Waited a few seconds as well and then pinned him with his foot. How you gonna give him a start like that and still not have him as a champion? Like that's crazy to me, but that's why I don't mind you in a neck brace, Tony. I'm gonna keep saying that every episode. Little punk. But anyways,
she ain't got a problem with you, Tony.
Next segment.
I'm a Tony hater. You already know. But anyways, next segment.
We got Samoa Joe against
Samoa Joe making his return since his loss to the man in charge. Whose house?
Swerve's house.
Exactly. But anyways, Joe came out, had his big pop because everybody loves Joe, and he was facing Isaiah Cassidy, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not really gonna go into this match.
Well,
I mean,
you knew who was gonna win that, but I just want to say, like, shout out to Isaiah Cassidy for sending it, because like he did a full on over the top rope senton onto the floor. That was unnecessary.
I will say that was like a spot where when I saw it and the way he landed, I was like, dog. Why are you doing that to yourself?
Dude, that would hurt like fuck. I don't know who you are that would ever say, oh, I could do that. And
or like, oh, if wrestling's fake. It's like, oh yeah, why don't you jump from that height and land on the fucking ground and not have any issues?
Yeah, give that a shot. Anyway, that was the highlight of that match. Like Isaiah was doing some pretty good. He was doing some wild spots. Samoa Joe looked good because, like, of course he did.
I love that scream of his. I will say. I know it's a thing that he does against big wrestlers where he gets tossed and like he screams. Like That's a little tidbit that I love every time. Like,
I love their intro too.
Oh yeah,
with the security
Shots.
guard and the
Shots.
fucking velvet
Shots.
rope.
And the velvet rope. I'm like,
love
please
it.
give Private Party a tag team championship
love
run,
it.
please, Tony Khan.
We love
And the
those
fact
names.
that you have it, stay in that neck brace.
Wow, there it is. Another neck brace moment.
Spicy Rasheen
What else?
Today. Yes, sir.
There's a bit of
We
best
got
friends drama with some Don Callis, you know?
Oh,
Orange having a
yes.
problem. Orange is looking
What
for
is
Trent.
happening with Orange Cassidy, my
He's
friends?
looking for Trent.
Looking for Trent.
Yeah, trying to get Trent.
Oh yes, we got some beef here. Orange Cassidy is not happy because Trent Beretta, after him and his match with Chucky T, their parking lot brawl, where he busted this man's leg. Apparently, Chucky T can't wrestle anymore.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's actually true,
but that's what they're saying.
But that's what they're saying.
Yeah.
But still, if that is the case, then damn, that's tough, Sean. Toast to you, sir. But
hopefully you
either
can come
way-
back someday, Chuck Taylor.
Exactly.
We need you around.
Exactly.
We need you kicking butt.
But either way, Orange Cassidy showed a lot of passion, especially for Orange Cassidy, a guy who's very, very relaxed. He was not relaxed today. He was pissed off. He said the next time he sees Trent, and of course the wrestling trope, when you mention a wrestler's name, they are sure to appear.
Yeah.
And Trent comes out, but he was smart this time. Came out with security. So, because he knew Orange Cassidy was going to try and come at him. And he's like, nah, he ain't touching me, boy.
Yeah, not today, bitch.
You better relax yourself, dude.
yeah.
This is my story. This isn't your story. No, I love this heel turn at this point. I wasn't sure of it, but, like, I'm loving what they're doing here. Nice. And especially the story that they're doing here with, like, little tidbits and, like, surprises. I mean, fucking Orange Cassidy left with Don Callis. Don Callis' arm was around Orange Cassidy, and he walked him away. Like, what does that mean, folks?
Yeah.
Like,
spoiled Orange.
Like, I don't know. Is Orange turning a little rotten here?
He's not freshly
squeezed anymore. Let's just say that.
He's spoiled sitting in the bowl too long.
You know?
Bruce Peach.
You know, we might have a new member of the Don Callis family, ladies and gentlemen. Who knows?
Who knows?
And you know me, I would love that. So
Don Callis guy.
I'm a Don Callis guy. So hey, anything involving Don Callis, love to see it. And especially for a guy who's never shown any tendencies ever of being a heel, I'd love to see a heel Orange Cassidy's.
Fuck yeah.
Now that I'm really thinking about it. So
there we go.
There you go.
That's
my little
that's that.
report on that. Anything y'all want to add?
That's like I said, you guys pretty much covered that match. It is what it is.
Should we talk about
You've got beef. They're for the best friends. They've got to fix their shit. Communicate. That's all I can say.
No more hugs, though. Yeah, that's the one thing.
Fuck the hugs.
We ain't gonna have no hugs.
You finally got to get some drama between these three.
I think you really need to intro the next match because this is your guy.
Oh yeah, you gotta lead the segment.
Oh yeah, I like this one. We have Jericho against Shibata.
Yeah.
Shibata.
And who else do we got on the side there?
I guess we got a lot of slaps and hockey pucks.
Oh yeah, that's right,
because
guys.
this was
everyone,
FTW rules
if
match.
Anybody tuned into this match? Woo wee! Did this one get you? Does anybody know how hard a hockey puck is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I've been hit by one where somebody slap shot it by accident and hit my arm.
Oh yeah.
And the bruise I had there for like the longest while.
For a good month.
I was like, man, fuck this shit. I mean, I could barely skate when I got hit by it. Anyways, it's just that was just like. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And I grew up playing hockey my whole life, and if you've ever played hockey and you've been hit and landed on the puck, it's probably only happened a couple times in your whole life, but you do not forget that. It hurts like fuck.
Yeah. So pretty much, what I was trying to get at is they picked each other up and were slamming each other on pretty much a pile of like 20 hockey pucks
or more.
Or more, but they all were upright. Some were flat. Some were just sliding around. It would hurt. I would just.
Man, I felt
that would suck. It'd be like getting slammed on Lego.
There was a time where like Jericho was like down on the Shibata was grabbing his legs or something like that. They're gonna do a move. Jericho grabbed a puck, and he like fastballed it right at Shibata's face, and it hit him like right in the nose and the lip. And you could just see instantly he was in so much pain. You can't fake that. And he was bleeding like crazy. It's like, man, that would have hurt so bad. Like, I don't think the general fan understands how like a hockey puck feels.
Well,
like,
for a fact, Shibata probably said, "Hey, do what you want, dude. I don't care." But at the same time, he probably was not prepared and did not realize.
This guy is Japanese, and that's not really a number one thing over there.
That's what I mean. Like, especially if you're a pro wrestler, he ain't watching hockey probably, so he don't know. It's like he knows now. He's like, don't you ever fucking hit me with that shit again.
I would have been so pissed if I was wrestling Jericho and he threw a hockey puck at my mouth like that. I would have punched him in the face so hard.
Oh, there'd be a receipt for sure.
Man.
Like, come on, dog.
Fuck that noise. I love Jericho, but man, you did that guy dirty.
I saw that. I was like, dog. I don't even know what to say. Y'all went crazy on each other,
and they were doing the slap fest, like big chops for like 5 to 10 minutes.
Like, they weren't even blocking, and it was like
their chests were like destroyed, and Shibata throws a hard slap.
Oh, for sure. Nobody wants a chop from him.
Man, he's awesome. I didn't know much about him before this. Like, since joining AEW, like, I didn't watch New Japan all that much, and I've heard his name, but so far I'm liking him.
Shibata, yeah, he's an Asian Brian.
Sure.
But like, with Moxley added in, with the hard-headed.
He's good.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, he didn't win that night. Jericho won.
Jericho
retained the title.
GW, whatever you have to do.
It was a good hard-hitting match. Good for both those guys sending it.
Oh yeah, we'll say I love Taz being on commentary, just especially during those moments, because right now he can't stand Jericho having that title, especially because it's his, so like old one. So
yeah, he's pissed.
So it's a question of when is Hook going to come back, and when is that match going to happen? Probably Double or Nothing, but who knows? We'll see what happens going forward. We're still waiting to see what's going on with Big Bill. So
yeah,
very true.
Yeah.
Well, he was a factor in the match, actually. He's the reason why Jericho won.
Oh, yeah.
Big Bill came out and gave Shibata the big boot to the teeth. And that's how Jericho got
just insult to injury, really, at that point. Because it's like, God damn, your face, sir.
Poor guy.
Like, you may not be feeling it because of adrenaline or something at that moment, but, like, once you sat down for a while, golly, I can't even imagine what your face felt like. Golly. But anyways...
What was next?
What was the next segment? Willow. Oh, yes, the Willow.
Yeah. Willow had a little promo. She had a video talking all this shit. Just basically, like, calling everybody out that's been messing with her. And she's just, I don't know, just getting her TV time. She's champ. And then this always, get a response from somebody, right? And tonight she's wrestling Sky Blue on Rampage for the TBS Championship in a Manitoba Mayhem match.
Yeah,
but that's coming up later. So like, I don't know.
Was quite
she had a promo.
Say that.
A classic promo. We don't need to cover too much about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And after that, we had a match of the Titans here. We had Claudio going up against one of your buddies.
Oh, fuck.
Remember this one? I think you should talk about it.
Brian Cage. Yeah. Who can stop the path of Cage? This was actually a good meat-on-meat match, which I appreciated that Tony Khan or the Elite put together.
Yep.
I have to thank the Elite for putting together.
Shout out to the Elite.
It was just one of those classic banger matches. He ended up having Claudio defeating Brian Cage because, Claudio is a machine. He is the Castagnoli. But, I'd give it a grading of an A. Just a solid A. Nothing more than a minus or a plus. It's a nice day for its review. But besides that, anybody else got anything else for that match?
I thought it was a great match. It wasn't casual. You got to see Claudio again. We talked about it last week or the week before how strong he is. Like, you see him throwing around Brian Cage. He was a monster of a man.
I just had one comment, and it only bothered me, and I didn't mention it during the Swerve versus Christian segment because I was waiting for this segment to talk about it. because this is why I wanted to talk about literally my thought process as I was watching the show. So I didn't think about this during the Swerve during Chris's segment, but Brian Cage is part of the Mogul Embassy, Swerve's group.
Yeah.
Where the fuck were they when Swerve was being beat down?
I don't think it even exists anymore.
That's the fucked up part to me. It's like, Tony, what happened to Swerve's group here? He had like a actual group going, and Brian Cage was part of it. And then it was just like, he became champion, and then they just don't exist anymore?
Yeah, he's just now by himself.
That's stupid to me. They didn't even have like at least a segment where they break up or something, or like they turned or something. Like, no, they just broke up the group out of nowhere.
Maybe the title got to Swerve's head. Maybe he's too cool for his boys.
But that's what I mean. I'm like, I don't know. I want an explanation, or at the very least, that segment didn't make sense to me, because it was only when I saw Brian Cage in the match, and I was like, you're part of the Mogul Embassy. Why the hell weren't you out there when fucking Swerve was getting beat down? So, just a little thought that I had, and just like, come on, Tony. Stay in that neck brace.
Back on neck brace talk. Yep. I want to bring up the next match, because I kind of like last week, we were talking about Serena getting her title shot, and I said, no way that chick hasn't had enough Dynamite TV time. And what happens? Like 2 days after I say that on a Sunday, Serena Deeb gets her match on Dynamite versus Mariah May, who's been running hot lately. So she's had a lot of wins.
Yep.
And this match sets up the number 1 contender for the next pay-per-view. Serena or Mariah getting the win here. Yep. This match was crazy. It was like, it was a good match. Like, they did some good moves, because Serena's a veteran. She knows all the moves, but at this point, and Mariah's up and coming, and she's learning all the moves, and they were showcasing what they both know that night, and it was a pretty cool match. And this led to Serena locking Mariah May into a submission, and Toni Storm is on the outside, and she throws in the towel for Mariah. Mariah did not tap as much as she was probably going to tap, but didn't get there because Toni threw in the towel for her, and in that, solidifying Mariah not getting the pay-per-view title shot against her. She knew, I think Tony's afraid of Mariah, you know what I mean? So she's basically accepting Serena as the next contender, and here we go. We talked about it last week. I said she needs some TV time. She gets that TV time. She gets now pay-per-view match. Here we are.
Hey, Young Bucks, have you watched our podcast? And you were like, hey, do you know what they're right? Let's put her in a match. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah.
We'll take our little note.
Yeah.
And like the post credits of the show was like,
super kick party,
Exactly, But either way, no. Love the match. Honestly, Mariah May, I keep saying I want her to like keep going at this rate, and at this point I haven't said this yet, but I'm gonna say it now. She should probably win the championship. She should be the one to beat Toni.
Serena?
No, Mariah May.
Oh, okay.
The way this story's been set up, especially with what you said, and I realize you're right. Toni is scared to face Mariah.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's headed now to, with Mariah probably being the one to beat Toni when that breakup happens. So, yeah. And maybe this is the start of it. Maybe Mariah will next week say something where she's like, I wasn't going to tap. Why'd you throw in the towel? Or like question it or something. So, I don't know. I love Mariah May's work, and like, even if it's something where she wins the title and she's just transitional, I wouldn't mind. But like, hey, I think her work in the ring is great, and like, she clearly has a great look, and story wise, I think it'd be great to have that happen too. So, because when it comes to the women's division, it's like the longest going story. So, that's my little feedback on that. More to come. But
All right. Anything else you want to add to that?
Well, it's just going to be a good match coming up when Serena Deeb beats Toni Storm and gets the title.
All right. Serena for the win.
Serena's going to be a champion.
Does like Serena. We got to see her in London, too.
She's the professor.
Yeah, she's good.
She'll teach you.
Been around for a minute.
Alright, and then, ladies and gentlemen, the main event segment.
Man.
The moment I was looking forward to. The return of the cleaner. The 7-star man. The one-winged angel. A.k.a. the reason why we call this the One Ring Report. The man who I've been waiting since we've done this podcast to talk about, because he's been out this whole time.
For sure, yeah.
Kenny, by God, Omega, made his long-awaited return. And I was hoping it was going to be the return where I hear he's healthy. It's not there yet, but understandable, because, I mean, the shit he's been going through for those, I'm not going to go into the full details, but, like, he literally said himself he was almost about to die.
Yeah.
So, being in that scenario, that's very scary. And, like, he even said himself he's going to be working hard. And I think the idea will be that he'll be back for All In. But I'm not going to go into the whole thing. He gave his little, like, return speech. Talked about missing everybody. Said he's not retiring, which, of course, he's not. And then that led into the ending part of his speech, which, of course, we were all waiting for him to address the Young Bucks and the New Elite, which he finally did. Talked about the fact that he may be kicked out of the Elite, which they absolutely can do, but you can't actually fire him because he has EVP status himself. And so, I guess we're going to be seeing, even if he's not wrestling, I'm hoping this means we're going to be seeing Kenny more often, using his EVP status to try and combat the Young Bucks here.
Yeah.
But in doing so, he called out a certain former rival of his, Mr. Okada, and of course, in that moment, Rainmaker, in response, came out, came to the ring, and the pop that they received and the goosebumps I myself felt, because I remember watching their 7-star classic on YouTube, not on YouTube, on the internet. I watched the full match. Literally, it's why Kenny Omega is literally on my top 3 of favorite wrestlers of all time. Like, such a good thing, and just that moment with them both in the ring was so fantastic. I was so happy, and clearly, you know, ladies and gentlemen, what that means. Hopefully, when Kenny's returned, and hopefully, like I said, All In, we get another match between those two, and man, I don't even know what to say after that. Other than that, the rest of the Elite came, specifically Jack Perry. He came, attacked Kenny from behind, started beating up on him. Okada just stood there. That happened for a while. And then the Young Bucks came out, pretended to do the same thing that they did with Tony. It was basically a repeat of the same scenario that happened with Tony, except that instead of there being the Meltzer driver, they just did the... What's their finisher?
It's like
the Young Bucks?
Yeah, the V-trick. No, the
sharpshooter or something.
No.
No, the double knee thing. Where they hold the... Huh?
Isn't it like the double knee strike?
No, it's not the double knee strike.
I thought it was
It's the EVP trigger.
The EVP trigger.
Alright,
yeah, jeez.
Double knee strike. Almost.
But yeah, so they hit Kenny with that. Just continue to beat down on the man.
They also hit Kenny in the gut with the chair. This is a guy that just got over, diverticulitis?
Yeah.
And that's a stomach problem. And I have a friend who maybe doesn't listen to this at all, but I'm going to say, he has the same thing. He just got it at the same time, basically. Kenny got it. He was down and out in the hospital. Like, it was not a good time. So this is not a cool thing to have. And they hit him in the gut with a chair. So they're just trying to put him out because he could die.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's...
If you take a heavy enough hit in the stomach when you have that shit.
Oh, yeah, look out, right?
GG's.
So we got to see Kenny just trying to wrestle for a minute here. That was probably like a feeler to see if he still can go, you know what I mean? Like, because it's a risky thing for him to come back from. So we'll see if Kenny's good to go or not. I think he'll be alright. He's a tough Canadian guy.
Oh, yeah.
Canadian boy, you know.
Exactly.
You know, he'll be alright.
Either way, after the little beatdown that he received from the Elite, that was basically that was the end of the show.
Oh, they kind of leaked into Rampage,
but,
right?
Basically, they had
him on a stretcher eventually, right?
Yeah, so the beginning of Rampage was basically the ending of that segment. Because the beginning of Rampage showed Kenny being walked over to being pushed over to an ambulance on a stretcher. The Elite came backstage, and interestingly enough, and what I forgot to mention during the segment, the FTR came out.
Oh yeah, to try and defend him.
They were trying to defend Kenny, and they were for a bit, but then eventually they got beat down too, and that was also what was going on backstage during the beginning of Rampage. They were still getting beat down. And then eventually they tipped over Kenny's, what was that thing? The stretcher. Yeah. Golly.
EVP trigger. Stretcher.
Yep. Golly. Just little names like that. I'm sorry, folks. But yeah, knocked over the man's stretcher. And, yeah, that was basically the intro of Rampage, really, at that point.
And then, that is the start of Rampage, and that leads us to our next segment.
Yeah.
It's our feature
figure of the week.
Hey.
So bring it on up there.
You want me to talk about it?
Right, girls.
The Jazz wears.
Yeah, take it up.
And the feature figure of the week is brought to you by Mountain Dew.
So we have the Unmatched Series, Series
Dew.
5. This is the Fighter Fest version of Kenny Omega with the jacket.
I miss Fighter Fest.
With the jacket, and he's got the amazing title belt over the shoulder there. But I just love the beautiful suit he's wearing and the jeans. He's just rocking it all. That's a Kenny Omega figure that you really, don't really see too much of. Normally you have him with his actual wrestling gear on. This one is casual. I'm the man, Kenny Omega from Fighter Fest.
Casual.
Nice.
He's got the nice suit.
Nice set from Series 5. This is the one with Daniel Bryanson in it as well.
Check out the shades.
But this is a great one. Yeah, he's got the shades, everything like that going. But it's a casual. It's a flashy jacket, that's for sure.
Keep saying casual.
Well, he's casual. He's looking pretty good.
It's a good one. I like this one too. This is a.
But we're bringing this up because Kenny is back.
How about that?
Kenny's coming back. So this is the feature figure of the week.
Did we ever ring the bell?
Yeah, we did.
Oh yeah. Okay. I rang the bell.
Alright, good.
Oh yeah, don't worry. Yeah. That was wrong.
Oh, that leads us into Rampage. Rampage was on right after Dynamite this week, and I like that. They should do that every fucking week, really. But
oh yeah, just do a 3-hour show.
Do a 3 hours.
Just makes it easier.
Because it's easier to cover. So we had to just watch more wrestling. That sucks.
Because at the end of the day, trying to watch Rampage on a Friday night is just not realistic. I'll be very honest with y'all.
Can be rough. So I like this Wednesday. All right, and our first match on Rampage was Jay White going against Dante Martin. Jay White gets the win here tonight.
Not much to report.
Not a lot to report on that. A good match. I mean, those are two good wrestlers. Jay White, one of the coolest theme songs in AEW right now. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say that all the time. It's a sweet song, right? And he's doing good. That's singles, right? We were talking about he doesn't get enough singles, and here's some singles. But
that's what I wanted. I was like, I know he's a trios champion, but Jay White is clearly a phenomenal singles wrestler. So.
Alright, and that's that match. And because Rampage, not a lot to really talk about except for the main event.
Exactly.
We have the next match is Kyle O'Reilly. He defeats Rocky Romero in a match which if you like these guys, you know these guys, you know what you got out of this match.
Well, Rocky's always putting on those little secret matches where you're like, oh, he's having a good match with Takeshita, or he's having a good match with Trent. Like, he does that. I love that.
Rocky Romero is like one of the most underrated wrestlers.
He's good, but I found like with O'Reilly with that match, he kind of with how he hits people, he kind of makes it feel like he's putting a lot of energy into his hits without really hurting the guys as well.
That's why I love O'Reilly's wrestling style. This is what I was talking about. Like,
watching the highlights of that, I was like, holy shit! Like, these guys are actually wrestling.
Well, yeah, because like when it comes to O'Reilly, it's what I said. Him and Malachi Black have that like type of style where like their hits look devastating, but it's like clearly it's not. Because if it was, wrestlers wouldn't want to take it. Like some of the moves Will Ospreay does. Like, there's a lot of wrestlers nowadays who, especially after wrestling Will, are like, hey man, next time you wrestle, don't do this to me. Yeah. But when you fight O'Reilly and like Malachi, no, you don't find that. But their moves look so realistic, and that's why I love it.
A lot of these guys right now are really good hard-hitting wrestlers, and it makes me miss like Joey Janela.
Yeah.
If we could have Joey Janela now, you know, because that guy can sell the fuck out of moves.
Absolutely.
That guy took a shit kicking. And with these hard-hitting wrestlers, the matches he could have put on with these guys, it's too bad his timing was off.
Literally.
His contract was in the fucking pandemic era, so like... Yeah. Fuck, everyone was just fucking crap shooting that era, so it sucks, but... It
was literally just like whoever was free indie-wise was being signed at that point, so...
It was a wild time, and anyone who doesn't know Joey Janela, check out his highlights. There's some good ones on YouTube. Great AEW wrestler, OG. He's still out there, he's doing his indie thing, but anyway... It's not about Joey Janela. We're going to move on.
Yes, sir.
The main event of the evening was Willow Nightingale versus Sky Blue in a Manitoba Mayhem match. And these two ladies are making me bigger fans of them every fucking time. Like, Willow goes hard all the time. Sky Blue loves the hardcore matches.
Oh, yeah. It's like she's quickly becoming the hardcore, like, female of that division. Like, I thought it was Britt, and
probably was Britt, but Britt took a little fire.
Oh, that's the thing. It was Britt, but now it's Sky Blue. Like, anytime Sky Blue's in a match, I want it to be a fucking Extreme Rules match. Just because I'm like, she's a crazy bitch. She loves taking bumps. Yeah. She loves going through tables. She fucking loves having tacks on her body. Like, there was a spot, and the craziest part was, and now that I really think about it, Willow probably took more of the blunt of it. There's a power bomb into a pile of tacks, and I think Willow probably got more of the tacks in her.
They hit those tacks so many times in this match. It was a vicious match for the TBS Championship. We didn't try to say that. It was for the title. And it was anything goes. Manitoba Mayhem. It's crazy because they're in Winnipeg. Shout out Winnipeg, you know. And these chicks were teeing off on each other, and like they were awesome. They did great. And I remember back in the day, like you'd see this stuff from like Mankind. You know what I mean? Or on ECW. Now we're on AEW Rampage, and we've got the women just bringing it, and like they're not like, you know, you can't even criticize them for like not being as tough as the men because they're doing all the things the men do. So this is awesome for like women's wrestling in general, just showing the world that they can do it too, and there's no reason why they can't. And these chicks, again, they keep showing it to us. They've been showing it to us, so this is awesome.
Oh yeah,
like, I mean, like, the rumor too, like Sky Blue, I got freaking pretty much stuck in the barbed wire for like 10 minutes after the match.
They did cut her out.
So, like, that's pretty hardcore. Like,
well, that's how you know you really went into it.
Shit. Oh man, they're committed. You know, it's just fake. They're not just putting dull barbed wire in there. You know, they're just going in there.
She's stuck in that. Yeah. Oh, it was a hard finish. Yeah, she got powerbombed from the side of the ring to the outside through a table with barbed wire on it, and they both hit so hard. Like Sky's head hit so hard. Like they just sent it, and just, you know, shout out to the ladies for stealing the night, really.
Oh, yeah. Like, it was the match of the whole night.
It was the match of the night.
Like,
we're not afraid to say it. I mean,
even compared to Dynamite,
Jericho and Shibata, actually, like, tough to really say who was better, but those two matches, looking back like on the night,
highlights of the whole
Jericho Shibata, Willow Sky Blue, great matches.
Oh, yeah. for like the whole Wednesday, it was a very good show.
Yeah.
Of Dynamite / Rampage in general. I love that format. I think Tony needs to just keep doing, or Bucks need to keep it going like that. Please. Please. Y'all are fucking geniuses. Yeah. Just keep the shit going, man. Yeah. Love it. Love what's going on. Swerve having Christian as the first challenger is a fucking genius move.
Yeah.
When I look at Christian, I'm like, wow. You just were the TNT champion, and now you're challenging for the world title. That's a perfect, comeback. And especially for Swerve, you need a first challenger. You can't do any better than if you were to face Don Callis, which clearly you can't. So
you can't do that.
Yeah, this is the next best thing, really, in Christian. And
that's cool.
Oh, yeah. The next couple weeks leading up to it are going to be nice. So very nice.
So you want to cover a little bit of WWE this week?
Yeah. Just do so we're gonna do a little just speed run of last night. Oh, not last night. Yesterday's pay-per-view, because yesterday they had WWE Backlash going on. So all I'm gonna do here is I'm going to talk about the match that happened and the result. And let's go into it. We had the opening, which was a tag team match between the current bloodline of Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga in his debut wrestling match in WWE versus Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Right off the rip, they were brawling. It was a match where it turned into a falls count anywhere, no DQ, just all the shenanigans were thrown out the window. The match finish happened when the debut in Tongaloa, who is part of the Gorillas of Destiny, which was the tag team of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. So he debuted, helped Solo Sikoa get the win, and now the Bloodline has a new member, like I said, in Tongaloa. And we're very interested to see what's going on with that. Next, we're waiting to see Jacob Fatu, but until then, love to see this.
Until then.
Oh, yes. And then the next match after that, we had the World Heavyweight Championship match between Jey Uso and Damian Priest, the World Heavyweight Champion. Not much to report. The match finished when Finn Balor helped Damian by pushing Jey off the top ropes, and then Damian hit his finisher, got the win, 1, 2, 3. The only interesting part of that is that his group Judgment Day and his members, he was mad at them for getting involved, so maybe he's turning babyface, who knows. Next match after that was the women's tag team title match, where the team of our girl Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair facing the Kabuki Warriors, which is Asuka and Kairi Sane for the women's tag team titles. I feel like everyone and their mama knew what was going to happen here, and of course, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair are the new women tag team champions. So nice. Jade in their third match in WWE is now champion. So nice. Shout out to them booking her the right way so far. And yes, we'll see what happens for them going forward. The second last match was the women's triple threat for the women's tag team. The women's World Championship. Sorry, Bayley. And in that, it was Bayley, the women's champion, defending against Miss Tiffy Time, aka Tiffany Stratton, who's been on a whirlwind rise from her NXT rise to now being on a pay-per-view challenging for the women's championship. So good move on WWE in that part. And then also in the match was Naomi, who just came back from her TNA run and getting a women's title opportunity, so shout out to her. The winner was Bayley, and it was a nice match, hard hitting, but not really surprised. It was Bayley's first title defense, so of course she won. Not much else to report. And that led to the main event with our favorite champion, Cody Rhodes, facing AJ Styles.
I wouldn't have it any other way, by the way. I
love that Cody Rhodes is
I love that Cody Rhodes is their guy.
Yeah.
I like WWE kept saying AEW is not a threat, but they still had to sign one of their top guys and make him their guy.
Yeah.
But oh well, okay. Anyways, I will say, because I'm not biased when it comes to like giving my opinion on matches and whatnot. They had a great match. It was hard hitting. Cody was so over. The crowd was all over him. And honestly, I will say it was like for his first title defense, he did a great job. AJ Styles, you can't have a bad match with him. And was it like a Will Ospreay type of match? No, but at the same time, it was still what it was. And I will give Cody his comeuppance. And good job, sir. You're still the champion. I'm slowly will give you your credit. But at the same time, you're still Cody Rhodes.
Hey.
You can go fuck yourself, sir.
Bad haircut and a bad neck tattoo aside, Cody Rhodes has showed time and time again. Yeah. He can go. Remember when he did that backflip or the moonsault off the top of the AEW cage, which is significantly taller than everyone else's cage?
Oh, yeah.
And like broke his toe and then kept going. Like,
oh, yeah.
that noise.
Cody's a tough motherfucker.
He can get her.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, like the last little thing for this WWE Backlash review, I will say, is for any fans out there that may be in France potentially, shout out to you French fans out there. Y'all were like the MVPs of the show, because literally from watching the highlights, which is what I was only able to do because I didn't know when the show was actually on, you guys were going like, there was no quiet moments. There was no like dull, like crowd was bored, or like there was no what chance. Like, it was a beautiful wrestling show, and y'all made it that much better. So shout out to you French fans.
Making that noise.
Yeah.
I like it.
And that is my WWE Backlash review.
Wow.
That's a little speed run.
That's your week of wrestling, too.
Yeah, that's the week of wrestling for y'all. That is the One Winged Wrestling Review.
Yeah.
You know what this is, the Uptown Down podcast.
Uptown Down.
And this is your boys, Rashane, Clinton, Nathan.
Yeah.
Any last remarks?
Keep your stick on the ice.
Yeah.
And, just don't eat yellow snow cones.
It's true.
Never eat yellow snow cones.
Never eat a yellow snow cone.
And, like, it was a great week of wrestling, fun week. All those storylines are starting to unfold. The things we talked about, it's all leading out. It's good times. Everyone.
So, yeah, check out the episode before Dynamite this week. Mm-hmm. And, of course, we'll be watching Dynamite as always. So we'll have next week's episode up for you.
You know, we should say that. That's why I like that we have this come out on Tuesdays. You know, it gives you guys something to get excited for the night of wrestling. And I hope that's what this is. Like, you will listen to this before it's going to be like Wednesday afternoon. You're like going to go watch Dynamite tonight. You guys are excited because now you're getting a recap from last week. Get you jazzed up, and we're going to be here next week getting you jazzed up again.
Exactly. That's the whole point. We're always here for y'all.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for the support. Always love it. Always will be here for y'all. Thank you for another week, and